Hi, my name is Sarah Livingston, and I chose to interview Ms. Dana Kennedy to learn more about her leadership experiences and her advice. I've known Dana for over 8 years, and during this time, I observed her in many different roles, from political campaign worker to public advocate for senior citizens to a political office candidate herself. I knew she would have a lot of insight on leadership qualities and pitfalls. I began the interview with a question about her first leadership experience and the challenges she faced. The day we spoke was just after our recent presidential election, so it made her story even more poignant. Dana was working for the Democratic National Convention during the 2000 election as Director of Seniors Outreach and found herself in Florida on that day after the election, which you may recall was a hotspot for controversy during the Gore versus Bush election. Dana had been managing a campaign office and volunteers, and that morning she was faced with a barrage of confusion. Boxes of uncounted ballots, discouraged voters, reporters, lawyers, you name it. It was at that moment that the campaign office became a recount office, and it was up to her to bring the expectant group in front of her to action. After consulting with a trusted friend, she sprang forward. She quickly assessed the situation facing the group, assigned roles to everyone present, communicated with reporters and her team, and everyone was off to the races. Dana said that when she was faced with the great uncertainty of what was in store, she remained level-headed, sometimes having to rethink strategy, and adaptable as the events unfolded, while she continued to solicit advice from her team and advisors. It was on that day that Dana exhibited characteristics of transformational leadership. She was a nonconformist. She overcame roadblocks. She encouraged the group to press on when they were faced with uncertainty, and she remained flexible and calm during a tumultuous situation, giving her team the comfort and stability they needed. Dana also spent many years as a social worker to aging adults, and during those times, she relied on methods of open communication, both with her colleagues and her supervisors. I inquired about the pieces of advice she picked up along the way from leaders she worked with, and Dana proved to have a wealth of knowledge. She has incorporated many of the qualities from those she admired into her own leadership style over the years. Dana emphasized the key of empowerment and helping those around her make decisions for themselves, being an active listener and also withholding judgment. I thought it was very telling on her character, especially because her later career moves would bring her more into the public and political spotlight. I then asked Dana about the qualities that she values in other leaders and ones that she draws upon. Dana described the time she has spent working with Arizona Congresswoman Kyrsten Sinema and how Kyrsten exhibits many of the charismatic qualities that we aspire to. Kyrsten can communicate her vision, inspire others, make gut-wrenching decisions that affect all of those in her congressional district. Dana placed emphasis on the storytelling aspect of communication to a group of followers. By connecting with people on a personal level and soliciting feedback and ideas from those around you, Dana described how this style will make your group feel appreciated. Dana further talked about an important quality in a leader, investing in others. By building upon interpersonal relationships, you can show followers that you care about them, not just what they produce. She said that creating a culture of support is one way that women can excel in leadership positions, and I think that statement resonates with many of us. Dana took a chance herself when she ran for city council position in Phoenix. She took a risk and put herself out there to communicate with those in her community and try to make a difference. She used the power of grassroots efforts to gain support for her vision while inspiring others to share in her ideas. While she was not ultimately elected, Dana proved that she could communicate her values with a consistency that her opponent had missed out on. The discussion of her city council run led us to talk about the challenges that women face in leadership roles. Dana has spent time educating other women who want to run for public office while she worked at Emerge, an organization that she helped set up after the 2000 election. She did this with a group of women who felt there was much to gain by promoting women to run for political office. Dana discussed her thoughts on the different roles that women hold as leaders, having to be of strong character, but not cold, having a directness in your communication style, but still respectful, and above all, to be professional. She told of how women may often feel questioned while in their leadership role, and ultimately may have to work harder because of gender. She said that many times women excel at listening to their team members, And I can clearly see that this is one of the ways that her success shines. Dana is currently the director of AARP for the state of Arizona. And after her prior experiences, she now leads others in specific ways in this new role. She discussed how she values and relies on her team and the importance of delegating responsibilities. She said that it's okay to make mistakes as a leader, but of course you must learn from them. She has built up her self-confidence as a leader, and this translates into motivating others to do so as well. She encourages the use of organizational tools to foster performance of her team, including training and individual improvement. Dana isn't afraid of taking risks in her position, which many times involves speaking to and influencing individuals in Washington, D.C. on changing policies for aging Americans. She said that if you're not taking risks, then you're not growing. Dana's goals are to continue to help move the needle in political circles so that others can benefit, while she continues to evolve as a leader and a professional. My interview with Dana confirmed how several theories of leadership are effective in real-life scenarios. Dana's style of democratic and transformational leadership has guided her and her team members through times of uncertainty. Her openness has brought people of different mindsets together. Dana employs strategies of relationship building with her team members, empowering them and creating a culture that fosters creative thinking, cooperation, and bridging opposing viewpoints without judgment to achieve our goals. She talked about how certain leadership experiences were also very humbling for her. It's clear that she's gained from each experience in a different and meaningful way to keep evolving as a leader and a communicator.